Okay, so we're going to get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Jerry Barrett. I work for Global Tech Women, and we are the organization that works with VMware to put on this conference. It is my pleasure today to introduce Faranak Parsi, who is both a technologist and an experienced 500-hour registered yoga teacher through the Yoga Alliance. She's been teaching yoga for the past 19 years. She's also a certified professional trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and she specializes in joint mobility and functional strength. She also has a bachelor's degree in computer science and mathematics and has been working for large technology companies for the past 20 years. Currently, she offers private and group yoga and personal training sessions. And if you're interested, you can find more information about that in the document that you'll find in the agenda for this session. And with that, I'm going to disappear from view so you can all focus. And welcome, Faranak.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for that introduction. Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. As Jerry mentioned, I've been in your shoes. I've worked full-time and at the same time tried to maintain my balance with the work-life balance and have my most favorite thing in the world, and that's teaching yoga. I love practicing and teaching yoga, and I've been doing it for many years. And I hope you enjoyed today's session. Today's session, or this whole technology session, is about elevating joy. And I believe the only way you can do that is if you can become present. So that's what we're going to focus on our first exercise. We're going to work on a grounding exercise. So if you can get yourself comfortable, make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes. I prefer if you can touch the floor and the ground with your bare feet. That's really the best way of becoming grounded. So if you can do that, I'm going to be showing today's practice on the chair, and also we'll do some standing exercises. All right? So to start with, come to the edge of the chair and make sure your ankles are right underneath the knees. And you kind of want to elevate your spine, if we can use that word. In other words, without over-exaggerating on the lumbar curve. You want to roll the shoulders forward to the ears, around and down. Let's just all do that, just to release any tension in the shoulders. The next thing you want to do is just, again, being to the edge of the chair, you want to close your eyes and take your awareness inwards. You want to witness your breath as if you don't want to necessarily change it. You're just watching the breath. So you are in your own space. That's a safe place for you. You can close your eyes and take your attention inwards. Let's take a few deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. Elbows move towards the back body to open the chest. And while you continue with your deep breaths, just want you to visualize a warm liquid dripping down from the crown of the head. Covering the entire head and all the facial muscles. Drop the jaw. Relax all the facial muscles, your neck and your shoulders. Feeling the warmth and the relaxation in the body. the elbows, the hands, and the fingers. Even the space between the fingers. Allow this relaxation to trickle down your entire back body and your chest, lower back, the belly and the pelvic floor, the sit bones, back of the thighs, your knees, calves, and the bottom of your feet. Feeling every toe touching the floor and feeling more grounded. Gently go ahead and open your eyes, but keep your gaze soft. Let's go ahead and one more time do a few shoulder rolls, shoulders to the front, to the ears, around and back. Let's go ahead and lead with the elbows forward, to the side, around and back. We'll do the full arm rotation, palms facing each other. Make sure you have enough space around you to spread those arms, spread the wings, open up. Nice. So we're going to start with the first practice, and that's the cat-cow. You guys, if you've taken a yoga class, you're probably very familiar with this. You can do on your hands and knees on the floor too. You want to kind of bring the hands on top of the knees, pull the belly in and up, round the back, drop the head in the cat, and roll the shoulders around and bring your chest forward in the cat. Let's do this a few more times. Forward and down. Just want to make sure I pin myself so that everyone So doing the cat-cow on the floor, rounding the back, chest, shoulders back. You want to feel your shoulders roll forward, chest kind of moves in and back. So your spine is probably the most important part of the body because all the 7 chakras are really located kind of like from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. We're going to start with a little bit of clockwise rotation. So if you imagine a clock underneath you, you just kind of check in at every hour the clock. Moving forward, around and back. Just loosening up the hips a little bit, the pelvic floor. Few rotations in one direction. And we are going to reverse the direction. Paying attention to kind of like your state of mind and body. As you know, it's all connected. So yoga believes that through, that there's like 8 limbs of yoga, but through the asana practice, that we can release the mind too. So reaching side to side, feeling your side body, one arm up, one arm down. Opening side to side. Keep your feet grounded. We're going to do some standing poses too. So go ahead for now, open up the knees a little bit more. So if you notice knees are wider than the hips, you're just going to bring one shoulder in, twist from the waist, look towards the ceiling. I'm pushing the other shoulder back as I bring in one shoulder in. And let's just move side to side a little bit. You're still at the edge of the chair and really trying to get the rotation to come from the waist. Moving from the shoulder, one shoulder back, one shoulder forward. Inhale and exhale as you come down, really feeling your back body here. Come back to the center, keep your knees open as you kind of reach forward. So as you reach forward, you really want to feel your sit bone on the chair and really feel the stretch in your lower back. That's what you're looking for, a stretch in the lower back. As you reach between the feet, keep walking your hands forward a little bit more. So I made sure that you have a full view of my body. If this doesn't make sense or doesn't feel right, make sure you come out of it. But this is a really nice release for the lower spine. So again, focusing on the spine, I'm gonna kind of like reach for my toes and stick my butt back. At the same time, lift from the chest. Release and round the shoulders, round the back. We're going to do that in Padastasana one more time. Again, you're kind of like reaching for your toes and at the same time lifting from the chest. You want to feel this in your whole back body, whole spine. And then ragdoll the whole body straight back up. Good. So go ahead and extend one foot in front of you. Keep yourself at the edge of the chair. And as you lean, hinge from the hips, lean towards that extended leg. You want to keep that kneecap straight. This is kind of like a hamstring stretch. Leaning towards the front, any amount. The more you bring your chest towards the center, the more you're going to feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Okay? If this is too much, you can keep up and just lean forward a tiny bit. One more breath. Go ahead and release. And let's do the other leg. Again, hinging from the hips forward and down. Keeping the shoulders rolled back at the same time that you're bringing your body a little bit more forward. Really trying to keep that kneecap straight, just so that you're stretching that hamstring as much as possible. Again, flexibility, everybody's different, right? One more breath. Okay, I'm going to open up the hips a little bit. And again, this is based on your own flexibility. If you feel like your knee is here and you just kind of want to gently bring it down, just a little bit of pressure, this is fine. If your knee is here, that's fine too. The ideal position is for the knee to be in line with the hip. Right. And then you can start rotating that top ankle. Just staying with it, few breaths. You could even, with your mind's eye, take your awareness to that area. Reverse the direction. Again, giving yourself a little bit of self-massage from the hip crease. Roll the thighs out a little bit. Feel that opening in the hips. Bring that foot back down. Keep the other foot right underneath the knee. You don't have to like over exert yourself at any point. Again, everybody's flexibility is a little bit different. You want to keep your spine as upright and uninterrupted as possible. And at the same time, you want to have a gentle pressure on top of that knee. Rotate the ankle. Very good. Go ahead and bring that foot down. We're going to go into a few standing poses. So standing by the side of your chair in case you need to keep your chair there, a hand on the top of the chair. Let's bring the arms up overhead and keep your feet grounded at the same time. Reaching for the opposite wrist. Let's just lean to one side to see how that feels today. Oh yeah, maybe this is all you need, right? Bring it back to the center, arms reach up, and then reach to the opposite side. Keep your chest and your head facing forward. One more breath. And bring the arms down. Very good. Keep the focus on the shoulders, hands on top of the shoulders, elbows touching the front. Just draw big circles with your elbows. Really feeling your shoulder blades here when you bring them in the front and when you take them to the back. And release the hands, palms facing each other. Full arm rotation. See how big of a circle you can make. And one last time. Nice. Okay. So we did a little bit of the hips. Let's just bring the hands on top of the knees and feet together. Let's just move in a circular motion, both knees to the same side, and reverse. So a little bit of back and forth. Spread the feet about hip width. Keep your knees soft if you want to. If in case the hamstrings are not stretched out enough, you can just drop from the head and grab the outside of your elbows. Move to the left. Keep your knees softly bent. Move to the right. Grab the position of your elbows, so keep the top elbow to the bottom elbow, move it to the bottom side. One more time, left to the right. And then release your fingers. Just draw circles with your fingers, with your head. Move the head side to side. And slowly roll yourself back up. All right. So I thought it would be very appropriate to do the breath of joy today, since we are elevating joy. And please use discretion on this one, because there is a little bit of moving the head down and up. If you have vertigo or any issues, if a dizziness, don't do this. All right. So with the inhales, we're gonna. Okay, so we have 3 strong inhales. We have the feet about hip width apart, knees are bent, okay? So when we go down, kind of like ragdoll the head down and a big exhale down. So this is the breath of joy. It looks like this. Make sure you make that ha sound when you go into the forward bend. So maybe a total of 5 for all of us. Ha. 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 And slowly ragdoll the head back up. So this brings actually a lot of blood circulation to the head, to the whole body. And with the prana, this is kind of like the prana is the inhalations and the expansion, right? The bringing life and joy into the body. So that's what we're working on. The other thing that I wanted to do in a standing position is that maybe a little bit of balance, if you can do that with the hip and knee rotation. So you're kind of opening the hip. If this is too much, you can be touching the top of the chair and leading with the knee, hip rotation, out and together, out and together. And doing the same thing on the other side, grounding with both feet first, out to the side and back in. So this is to have the full mobility of the hip joint, right? You need to kind of every once in a while be able to do this. Keeping the feet about hip width apart. Let's go ahead and do a clockwise rotation of the hips. So these movements are accessible to everyone, hopefully, and reverse the direction. And I actually, on a regular basis, have a gentle yoga class, which kind of this is a sample of, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I live in Los Altos, California, and if you are local, please come visit. I'm doing this practice today in my yoga studio. Okay, so with the hips, that kind of leaves the ankles, so you can have your toes touching the floor, but do a little bit of ankle rotation. This is also hip and ankle. And reverse. And go ahead and do the other side. And reverse. Okay. So if you can just turn your chair around and touch the top of the chair, we're going to get into a right angle stretch with the feet right underneath the knees underneath the hips. Okay, so you just want to get yourself in a nice square position with the joints stacked up. And you're kind of like, you're not really gripping anything. The top of the chair, depending on the length of the chair, may not be the right level for you. You just kind of want to find your hip bone level, and just keep the extension at that level. So you don't necessarily want to be too low. You don't want to be too high. Just want to get yourself in a right angle stretch, and then bend the knees, do a pelvic tilt back, and then straighten the knees. It's a nice stretch for the back of both legs. Walking the feet and opening the chest. Let's do a few more shoulder rolls as we're trying to really open those chest and shoulders. Nice. Okay, so I want to leave some time for the kind of like a guided relaxation at the end again. I like to start and end my practice with grounding exercise. I believe is the best way of asking for guidance from yourself. We're here to all learn from each other, but I think your best teacher is inwards. So go ahead and keep your feet grounded underneath the knees, right in front of you. Close your eyes and take your awareness to your breath. You can just follow the breath as the cool air goes through the nose and the throat. The chest and upper back expand. Through the asana practice, you've brought a little bit more awareness to your body. Allowing this time and this place, time for integration of your practice into your other subtle bodies, your emotional and spiritual bodies, as well as the physical body. Allow the breath to go all the way into the belly, and this is take full belly breaths. Relax the sit bones, the pelvic floor. Relax your legs and your arms. Taking your awareness to your lower legs and your ankles, your heels on the bottom of the feet. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the bottom of your feet. And again, visualizing a warm liquid just dripping from the crown of the head. All the facial muscles, the jaw, back of the head, your neck and your shoulders, arms and your elbows, hands and your fingers. Relaxing the entire back body and the front body. Feeling your sit bones, your thighs, knees, and your lower legs. Gently take a deeper breath and keep your gaze soft as you open your eyes. Let's go ahead and bring your hands to the heart center. sending our gratitude to the entire lineage of yoga passed on to us from many years ago till now, from teachers to teachers. I thank you for being here, and namaste.